Good morning. It is Monday, March 11th, and I'm just getting started. Boy, that hour difference screwed me up. I know there's going to be West Coast people who ain't getting up for this one. There's no way you're getting up for this one. Live, and then we'll hit on save. Boom. We'll close this down. We're going to go to the home here. Joe, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Color me impressed. Morning, Mike. Morning, John. Crazy. I had problems getting up this morning. I had a lot of problems getting up this morning. We're hitting that support on SMCI 1100 right there. It'll be interesting to see if that one comes down more. Palantir. There's a lot of red. I still say Apple's the best one. Morning, John. John and John. Let's see. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look at Seeking Alpha because I haven't gone over anything. I have a bunch of news from the weekend, but nothing from like right now. Goldman's 25 stock picking opportunities. Ooh, what's this? Oh. Look at that. Pretty good names. I don't like United Airlines. I do think Dexcom's interesting. Larry. Illumina. This is an interesting article. We'll put this one in. I like that one. Dan Ives said. What did he say? I'm going to turn on Do Not Disturb. But I just heard that. I just heard that. Morning, Chris. Yeah. I like this take. I'm not going to include this. I like this take, but yeah, we'll include it. Why not? I like to include stuff I would read, and that's one that I would read. Down as headwinds appears. You know what? NVIDIA sell-off. Elon Musk says XAI will open source Grok chatbot late this week. NVIDIA slips as Cantor boost price target ahead of GTC event. Oh, that is true. They've got an event, I think, yeah. Annual event March 18th through March 21st. I like that one. Let's see. MicroStrategy. Bitcoin sets new record. MicroStrategy buys 12,000. Let's see. I'm going to say Bitcoin soaring. Scott, I was just saying STR bought more. I am super impressed with those on the left coast that have gotten up, because I had problems getting up this morning. I mean, full disclosure, I'm still EQT to buy Mountain Valley. Oof. We got some ETRN up 8% after EQT said they would buy them. EQT pre-market down 6%. Because anybody that buys another one, they're going to go down. This has been an interesting one. I mean, the yield on EQT isn't that big, but we've seen it slide with the 32 is probably, I mean, the 52-week low is 28, which is way back here. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to that, but I would say that 3 handle, 35. So it's well off the 3 handle, but that's an interesting one. Home. To our model portfolio, Applied Materials, Rocket Lab, a launch pad, under the radar, power grid, play, trading at a funny valuation. What's this one? The company Pioneer Power Solutions. Strong buy. Boy, this is an interesting one. I know nothing about this. It's an industrial heavy electrical equipment. Let's see what they do. Designs, manufactures, integrates, refurbishes, distributes, sells electrical power supplies, distribute energy resources. Oh, so it's transmission and distribution. Wall Street strong buy. Wow, 118% upside. Oh, but there's only one analyst. That's why. There's only one analyst. Yeah, you can't tell that from that. Let's see their valuation. Forward is, oh God, it's trading at that huge forward, which means they've got to hit their targets. Why does this guy, let's go, deep value. Isn't that, I'm a CPA, Harvard MBA, and currently manage a small hedge fund. I consider myself a deep value investor following Graham and the early career ideas of Buffett. I am also a fan of Greenblatt, invest frequently in special situations in recent years. This article covers one or more microcap. Please be aware of the risk with these stocks. Company reported, I'm not getting into that one. No. Let's see. HCC. And then I'm going to do scans because it's already 9:02. Warrior Met Coal. I'm not a big fan of coal. I mean, it's got a good valuation there. I mean, let's look at Wall Street. How many people cover it? 7. 5 say hold. 2 say strong buy. I don't know how that gets to a buy, but I guess it does. 14% upside. Coal doesn't get me excited for ethical reasons, Dan. Even new coal. Coal is coal. Non-thermal metallurgical coal for the steel industry. I mean, we need it, but two underground mines in Alabama. Relatively cheap. What do they give as far as dividend? Not huge dividend. Yeah. What's GPN? Then I'm going to do global payments. I like this one. But it's just like everything else, man. It's just the valuation. Analyst targets, you got 21% upside. 23 say strong buy. This has, 37 analysts following it. So you take a look, and it's popped on hype up to its, and I don't know what the hype is in, December 2020, but it popped up to its target. So it's the target's been coming down and slowly going up. So there's good news in that market. Let's see about their summary. Do they have a dividend? They do, 0.77. It's not a great yield. The valuation is what, and I hate doing it on valuation, but the PE, trailing 12 months is 34. February 2nd. I mean, nobody's really covered in Seeking Alpha. So it's hard to tell. Seasonality, Seeking Alpha versus Wall Street. Here's the revenue. Annual. I mean, it's slowing. Gets harder, year over year. It gets harder, and quarter over quarter. It gets harder to show. Yeah. There's the estimated. So they have a down full quarter estimate. I don't know when they report. Earnings per share quarterly. Earnings revisions 88% down. I mean, it's setting up for, hey, it's just got to beat downward revisions. So, I still think Square is the winner in this one. Honest to God, I mean, I sold out of PayPal. I still hold a bunch of Square. So, Eddie, I don't think it's a bad one. I just don't know enough about that space to say, Global Payments is great and Square isn't. I know enough about Square with their crypto stuff, and I trust Jack Dorsey. Even though the guy is probably in some African village saving monks. But, okay, let's do scans. Because I've got a new list for TrendSpider subscribers. I've got a new list out here, so I'll include it in the newsletter. Google and Clips. Let's see. Scans. This is interesting. We've turned it a bit. I still think that 150 is good. If you want to take the chance on Google, I'm not going to talk you out of it. I still hold Google. I told you I wasn't getting rid of Google. Daily stock pick watch list. Anything in this? Unity Software. And, by the way, Alpha Picks, Cardinal Health. For everybody in Cardinal Health into Alpha Picks, Cardinal Health is taking off. So this has been a good Alpha Picks one. Wish I would have gotten in earlier, but looks like it might be going for another. The RSI is a little high. You look at the weekly on this one. Yeah. My dad owns this one, but he only owns like $500 worth. So he got this from Motley Fool, believe it or not. Covered call, energy names to own, to COP. I probably should put that new coal one in the energy names to trade list that I have, but yeah. Full disclosure, I do think we see a down week. I mean, that's just my guess. I think we're just oversold. I think the NVIDIA sell-off, I think the SMCI sell-off, I think they they're indicative of, hey, we need a breather. But then you've got a couple of freaking, analysts come out and raise their price target on NVIDIA. I mean, that's what's crazy. XLC. And you've got, I need to look up the Catalyst article. Let me see my not owned. Lemonade. That's an interesting one. Okay, we're going to stop because that only just goes over the ETFs that are in there, and I've got to redo that list. Let's look at the Dow. Try $1,200. Cantor Fitzgerald just came out with, Cantor Fitzgerald raises their price target to $1,200 from $900. I mean, everybody's going over $1,000. NVIDIA is down at 870. There is a gap at 600. 620 for the paid subscribers. You guys saw it. I think, I didn't sell out of all my NVIDIA, but I sold out of a good chunk of it. I took some profits. And again, it's less about, hey, I see weakness in the stock. It's more about, I want to sleep over the weekend. What is RIP? Roper Technology. Ooh, look at that. If that's going up. Interesting chart. CCEP. Coca-Cola European. I don't care about that one. Charter. Oh boy, could this one be getting a leg? I don't know, man. I worked with Charter, not for Charter. But I hope the guys who retired in Charter sold their stock. I mean, I really do. Sirius XM, that's a Buffett holding. Align Technology, that's an interesting chart. Excel Energy. XEL. Lulu, interesting. I think Lulu's a $700 stock if they get it right. Today at 4 p.m., Lisa Su from AMD is on CNBC. Lulu's an interesting one. Okay, finally S&P. P. And I really want to do a quick podcast today. I bought Snow Friday. Steph, I'll look at Snow for you. AXP is already in there. Google CVS. They're already in there. Okay, let's go back over to the strategy tester. And we'll go to the 4 hour. I need to do the TrendSpider scanner. Let's go to the YouTube and we'll look up TrendSpider. This is a good one. Share. Copy. Wah, wah. Okay. We're going to close that. Why do I not have? Okay. Bobby Pool. There we go. Okay, I've got everything. Let us go down here. Oh, I want to look up catalysts for this week. Catalysts. I want to see in news headlines. Man, you should have. Where's the catalyst? It's from Friday, I know that. Data points, mortgage rates, cutting rates too quickly. U.S. rate cuts start this year of disinflation. Powell, productivity rises. Oh, wait, come on. Why are we only on March 8th? There we go. 25 picks. S&P Dow futures. Biggest stock movers today. Crypto link stocks. This is a good one. I guess I gotta click on the damn thing. Oh, I have to look at Snow. Okay, let me look at Snow for you. I did want to look up catalysts, but there was a good list of catalysts. Good morning. Steph, CrowdStrike. I don't think CrowdStrike's a bad one. I think CrowdStrike. Snow, I bought. What did I buy it at? I'm pretty sure I bought. I think I said I bought this one. I tried to time this one, and I bought it in my parents' IRA. So I don't track a lot of that stuff because it's less gambly. Morning, Sherry. Morning, Brandon. And it's less gambly. But I'd say you put the bottom in here at 140. So I'm okay buying at 160. I didn't time the I bought it outside of the algorithm because this RSI was so low. And when you take a look at the weekly on Snow, it's back within this range. And I've said it before. This is the range that you want to trade Snowflake in. So I don't care that I buy it at 160 when, the bottom's going to be 130, but I'll just buy more. I don't think that this name goes much lower than this. And you can see it's just put in that capitulation. The 50 days moving positive. It doesn't have a 200-day yet, but we've made that positive move. So this downturn, I think it's just any reaction in the market is an overreaction. You're seeing the earnings going fairly well. Their guidance. So did they tank the stock? You go and you look. Crowd. Insiders buy. I mean, it's expensive. Understand, expensive. In January, this dude's buying at 284. The CEO, and 283. That's. Oh, this is CrowdStrike. Sorry, CrowdStrike. We're looking at Snow. I was like, wow. he's buying that price. Snowflake, I think we do have an insider buy. Yeah, Mark McLaughlin buy 501,000 at 165. I mean, February 14th, the SVP sold 385. Options exercise from the CEO. He sold a bunch at 232. Did he know something? He knew he was going to step down. I mean, he announced that he was stepping down as CEO, and it was announced on this earnings. Insider, look, I mean, $19 million worth, $49 million. Come on. It's 500,000, Chris. It's not a huge one. But there might be more in here that. Oh, we're gonna start this. I'm not gonna use this. Okay. I think Seeking Alpha will work if I'm right. Let's see. Allow ads. Yeah. It should still work. Yep. Okay. So yeah. Snowflake, I bought a bunch more. I bought in the 160s, and it's based on this weekly chart. It's expensive. I mean, just, they're not making money. Forward PE of 116. It's expensive. I mean, it's expensive. Crowd is the other one. Crowd I bought. I don't think I bought any more of Crowd in my parents' IRA. I just don't think it's slipped enough. Crowd is down 2.3. I think you get under 300, but get in. I mean, this is the thing, Sherry, I'm sorry, Steph. If you want this stock, and I'll look at Robinhood, and Robinhood's pumping just because, yeah, they're. I mean, retail is back. When you got people saying that, why'd I only get a 1% payment on a monthly 12% yielding bond, your retail's back. Retail's back because they can't figure it out. When you got NFTs being sold, retail's back. When you got Bitcoin hitting 72,000, retail's back. Guess what's going to pump? Robinhood. But CrowdStrike, I haven't added to mine. I'm slightly concerned about the downside, and it's more about I did buy CrowdStrike. I bought a little bit of CrowdStrike, and I bought Snowflake. I think I bought both. CrowdStrike, I was concerned about them. The comment from the CEO, the kind of shade thrown at Palo Alto. Palo Alto Network CEO said, we're seeing some slowing in IT spending. And CrowdStrike CEO said, no, we're not seeing softening in spending. So, yeah. Let's take a look at Robinhood. Robinhood, I think, is just pumping because of, it's Robinhood. So it's up 1.5%. At some point, these guys realize they're not a real brokerage firm. I've been wrong about Robinhood the whole way up. I was right about it the whole way down. I've been wrong about it. But I don't think your 50-day is telling me, oh my God, this is a move I've got to get into. It's expensive. The forward PE is 90. They're not making money. Now, when they start making money, maybe that's, time to get in. But, Honest, I gave you a shout out in the newsletter, Sherry. Honest was a good one. During hotel breakfast. Yeah, I did post that I bought it somewhere. So, and I may be wrong. Listen, don't follow my trades. This is the key point of this entire podcast is it's fine if you guys want to follow me into names and stuff like that, but understand I lose money too. It's not like I'm making money all the time. I lose money as well. So following someone's trades without actually understanding why they're making that trade, Like I sold out of NVDA and SMCI in my retirement accounts. I still hold those in brokerage. I'm not selling out of them in brokerage, and I have a significantly lower price point in brokerage. Okay. Let me see if there's any insider news here. Nothing I really want to get into. Sphere Entertainment. I mean, that's an interesting one. Dude buys $5 million and it's already run up. That is with the Sphere where U2 just got done playing. 15 years ago, Mark Haynes called the bottom of the 2007-2008. It's what's known on CNBC as the Haynes bottom, and I think a lot of other places. Sherry's doing as well as Alpha Picks. Sherry, start the Sherry fund, Sherry Pick, for $2.99 a month, like Alpha Picks has. Dollar Tree and First Dollar General have earnings this week. I had a friend approach me a while back about starting a hedge fund, an ETF kind of thing. Ooh, Elf getting into big money advertising. Okay, let me start opening up these links now. Social requests. What? This was it. Why does it go back to? Man, I want the dark stuff. Display. We're going to go lights out. And then we'll close this down. We'll close this down. We'll open that up. Wah, wah, wah. There we go. There's 2 apples. Rocket companies. There we go. Catalyst watch. This was an interesting article on why Walmart's quick success in generative AI should have Google worried. I thought that was probably the article of the week that I read. John Cena was hilarious. That guy wants to get naked at every, point and turn. He's got what? I'd say 4 or 5% body fat. I mean, the guy is just incredibly ripped. Okay, I've got a lot of stuff open already.
Are you tired of missing out on the stock market's biggest movers?
Okay, there we go. We won't make Jason look so. the pause. There we go. Okay. This is great. I mean, this is a screener. I wrote the screener about this weekend, so. Okay. Hong Kong. I've never been, Sherry. I've never been. And you're going to hear dump trucks going left and right. Okay, hold on one second. I got to open up YouTube so I can watch to see if I actually freeze. I do have to mention the ARM lockup. Let me go to Seeking Alpha and look up ARM. Okay, let's see. ARM. Skip. Daddy just got paid. I just played an ad on mine. Oh, that's in the Catalyst watch. Okay. So it should be here. Yes. Yep. Okay. We have got everything we need. First is bank. Cyclicals are more a valuation concern than a Magnificent Seven. Iron ore sinks at fresh 4-month lows. Continued weak China fundamentals. Central Puerto. Oh boy. A ball just got thrown at my feet. Okay, we're open and we're opening down. Yeah, Scott. Ozempic. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to hit record. Good morning. It is Monday, March 11th. Hope you had a good weekend. My hair is whiter. I did a paid newsletter this weekend for stuff. Buy the dip, finding opportunities, about scanners, about finding opportunities. Listed a couple opportunities if you're interested. The paid newsletter is available on Linktree. There is a couple of things that I want to talk about here. So if you don't want to hear about the ads, just skip forward. There's a forward button. But TrendSpider is on sale. Huge sale. $550 for the year. Again, 69% off. $550 for the year. Again, limited time, 1 day, 15 hours. It's a St. Patrick's Day sale. TrendSpider, if you're interested, you get my 4-hour algorithm. Continue to listen to this episode because most of it is based on the 4-hour algorithm. A lot of it are catalysts, when to get in, when to get out. I've got new watch lists that I will include in the welcome letter of stocks that are tradable. You get the core portfolio. You get the, we've got core investments, covered call ETFs, energy names that I trade, levered ETFs, leveraged ETFs, low-cost Vanguard, spider sectors. You get all of that, as well as the algorithm, 65-minute, 4-hour, plus the market scanners. You get all the scanners to try and find stuff. And speaking of scanners, for TrendSpider, Jason, how to spot winners like SMCI before they surge using TrendSpider. He uses ChatGPT in TrendSpider. If you are interested in TrendSpider, this is the time to sign up for it. So far, this is the best sale of this year, $550. Again, can't tell you enough. Everybody that has signed up through me has said they can't live without it. They don't care what the price is, but $550 to get your year in. And if you're not making enough money to justify $550, do not buy it. Find a charting program that you're used to. If you're new to charting, find a program that is free that you're used to. And then you can get into TrendSpider when you feel comfortable. But for the 4-hour algorithm, I think the entry portion, plus they give you one-on-one training. At least that was the last sale that they did. So, QQQ, where are we? We opened down about 0.5%. I did get rid of my SMCI. and my NVIDIA this weekend. I see 1,000. It's below where I sold it. I sold SMCI, I think, at about 1120. NVIDIA, I sold in the 870s, 880s. Both of those were to protect profits. There was nothing more than protecting profits, and it was an IRA. I still hold both of these in my brokerage account. I'm not worried about them long term. I am worried about them short term. SMCI is down 6%. So take a look at those charts if you want to. But I did sell out of those. I told you about a new watch list that I put in. Here is the watch list. Daily Stock Pick watch list. If you have TrendSpider, all you do is log in. I will put it in the newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter. There will be a link in the newsletter for this. You simply, and like everything that I provide you, it is just log in and import. And then you've got it. You can scan against it. You can watch these. What I did, these are stocks I'm watching for entries and opportunities. It's a mix between portfolios that I subscribe to in Seeking Alpha, in Motley Fool, because, and I have a spelling error, but Motley Fool, Savvy Trader, and some Twitter folks. So it's Alpha Picks. You can see, in fact, one of the Alpha Picks, Cardinal Health, huge. It's been up enormous. One of the Alpha Picks, MHO, MOD, both of those Alpha Picks. Okta, Alpha Pick. UiPath, it's one that I've liked. I don't think it's Alpha Pick. Powell, I've liked this one. It's an Alpha Pick. So I'm looking for entries into these. Snowflake we talked about just before on live. CrowdStrike we talked about on live. Target is one that I won't put in the core portfolio because I don't like the management. But again, I think it's a $170 stock. If they provide good guidance on the next one, maybe they come back into the core portfolio. Uber under 80 is a buy. Absolutely a buy. One that I have to put in here is Oracle probably because it's not in the core portfolio. But that is a podcast favorite. Oracle, I think that's a $120 stock. So if you want to import this, get the newsletter and just log in and import. Goldman Sachs. This is a 25 stock picking opportunities. I like this list. I just looked at this. The Magnificent Seven they talk about. I add Netflix and call it the Grade 8. Tesla, a little bit of, is it in there? Is it not? But this is interesting. Goldman highlighted 25 stocks. Monster Beverage, Dexcom, which I've been a big fan of, but I have said over 120, sell it. Under 120, you can buy it. Akamai, like it. Intuitive Surgical, Illumina. Great list here, so get the newsletter. Take a look at that list. NVIDIA, is it a sell-off? The problem with NVIDIA is not the actual product. You had a bunch of people come out with $1,200 price points today. Analysts are coming out with $1,200 price points. I wrote this in the newsletter. I see this is the trading range that I want to get back into. That's where I think we might be going to. Again, it's based on weekly, it's based on a daily, and it's based on the 4-hour. That's what the 4-hour still has you in. It is quite a bit from getting you out. What I don't like is this enormous volume candle on the sell side. And if you look at a 5-minute chart on this one, it's even worse. Friday was just horrific as far as the fast move. I say I don't make a lot of moves Friday. I needed to make a move on Friday. You can see even this one, this morning, we're seeing red. It's down. You have weakness. But you saw this enormous move when it hit 974. Within 5 minutes, we were down. So I didn't like that move. I wanted to sleep over the weekend. I got rid of it. Is it a bubble? Dan Ives says no. Read this article. It's an interesting one. NVIDIA slips. Cantor Fitzgerald just put a $1,200 price point on this one. And they're chasing it. Again, the monkeys will go out here and they will put a ton of things, a ton of price points on this. Now, the PE is 73. Forward PE is 29. That's not crazy if they continue to hit their forward numbers. Year to date, you're up 76%. This pulled back. This was up over 100%. That was an enormous move on Friday. Worries the hell out of me. Do I want to get back in? Absolutely. Look at this. Mizuho, 850 to 1,000. Your average price target is 897. Right now, you're trading at 871. So if you believe the monkeys, get back in. If you don't believe the monkeys and you want to do the 4 hour, here's the way the 4 hour works. And remember, this isn't getting you in. Absolutely. It's not getting you out. It's a guide. But the 4 hour over 24 months, there's only 21 positions. So you trade it 21 times. You win 57% of the time. You lose 43% of the time. Your average win is 20%. Your average loss is 7%. So as long as you identify an upward moving stock, the algorithm should help you. It gives you 288% return over 24 months. Buying and holding gives you 294. What I like about the 4 hour is I can sleep at night. I know that when it gets me out, I should get out. I was trying to time it, and I do think that in this rundown, it will get you out. So that's why I sold it. That's why I like it. I do think it's a little bit of a bubble, but nothing crazy. What is a bubble? Bitcoin. MicroStrategy, Bitcoin's up over 2,000 or something. There's a lot of calls for it to go up over 120,000. I think Tom Lee is calling for 150,000 before the end of the year. MicroStrategy up 8%. They just bought 12,000 Bitcoins over the last month. Crazy stuff. Let's see. Biggest movers of the day. This is crypto-linked stocks, Meso and more. Mara Coin is up 7%. Riot climbed 3%. Mara's up 5%. Hut gained 4%. CleanSpark 4.2%. Again, all of those big movers. The biggest losers, Ocular Therapeutics lost 15%, and EQT dropped 6%. They announced that they're going to buy Equitrans Midstream, and Equitrans Midstream is actually up 1.79%. So again, mergers, acquisitions, all of this stuff. This is interesting. TrendSpider, we talked about it. They have new analyst reports. You can import all of this into your charts, and you can see when analysts say sell rating. If you're trying NVIDIA, you can do Tesla, you can do NVIDIA, buy ratings, sell ratings, downgrades, all of that. Great tool. I read this article this weekend. It's an interesting one. Walmart is getting into generative AI, a one-stop shop search to plan an event rather than an online destination to search for individual items. It's an interesting play, and is Google worried? Should Google be worried about this? I like this. Walmart, I own Walmart. It is part of the core portfolio. It is a good stock to have in your portfolio. Right now, I would say just buy it under 60. We had this 3-for-1 reverse split where it went, under 60 means that it was selling at 150. That would be a $50 stock way back here. Now it's a $60 stock. So splits don't actually work, but it does help to push the stock price up a little. Little bit rich in my mind, but if you want to add this to your portfolio, I would add this under 60. It's at $60.14. Just be patient. At some point today, that's going to get under 60. So you can buy it there. But I did think that Walmart was interesting. Now, Catalyst Watch. There's a couple of things on Catalyst Watch this week. The big one, Oracle earnings. Oracle, podcast favorite. I like Oracle. I think it's a little bit overpriced. Not crazy, but I do think it has 120 in it. You're seeing a capitulation right here. If we go to a weekly, you're seeing gaps all over the place on this one. Most of them have been filled. But what you're seeing is just a sideways move. And what happens when you get a sideways move typically? Up or down. I mean, take your pick. I think that we go up. It's a little bit expensive. If we go and look at, and this is why I say, the PE is 31. If they keep on, their PE is 18. And as far as like AI and stuff, this is a company that's actually taking Uber from on-premise to cloud. They have huge contracts. Average price target 125. You're trading at 112. So it's a little bit of a stretch. Your 52-week high is 127. You're 11% off that. If you think that this earnings, and they're coming up, let's see, it's coming up on March 11th. So today, after the bell. If that's going to move the needle, you might see a good move in this stock. I do think that this green line, which is 106, that provides you support. So understand, I don't think this is going under 100. If this gets under 100, buy it all day long. Just buy it all day long. Algorithm makes you 27%. Buying and holding makes you 46%. There have been some moves that you wanted to stay out of, but it has gotten you in later on this one, on the 4-hour. So I do think that the 4-hour provides you some safety. Over 24 months, 27 positions, 30% wins. Your average win is 11.21%. If we run this right now, let's see, does the algorithm have you in? Algorithm has you in a couple of days ago. Yeah, at 111 on February 26th, so more than a couple of days ago. But you're at 112. You've been trading around this area. So I may get in on this one. It's right at the oscillator line. The RSI is right at 51. It's not crazy, but we've got a strong market. And the ones that have really kind of blown it away are the ones that are guiding higher. So that's the first Catalyst Watch. And that's the big one. You can read more about the Catalyst Watch specifically by each day. And on holdings, reports tomorrow. I like that one. Love that one. Healthcare Watch, healthcare sector all day. All day. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow, a block of shares from ARM will roll off their IPO lockup period. In general, analysts think that post-lockup sales could be absorbed by the market, although the huge share price rally in the last 6 months has raised the stakes. ARM tomorrow. I want you to hold, if you're holding ARM, I think you should sell it just into this run. You're seeing right now it's down 3.67% in the 4-hour. You got in here at 72. You're up crazy amount. Let's see. But the algorithm hasn't gotten you out. Again, the algorithm probably will get you out today. Right now, you're looking at an 82% gain in just 34 days. Again, the algorithm had you in at 72. But you've been sliding ever since you got this high. This high right here at 164. ARM is incredibly expensive. Understand that lockup period, there will be an enormous amount of shares that are floated out there. And right now, ARM is not in a huge short squeeze. Short float is about 0.75, but I think it's even larger than that. Look at the PE, 1,612. That's just too high. That's just too high for my blood. That lockup period, I think people will be selling. I think you'll see some downward pressure on the stock. You are seeing some divergence here. And this is kind of interesting just looking at the stock, because if we just take this gap up here, you're still in an upward trend here. You're still in an upward trend. But what's interesting is the MACD, downward trend. The RSI, downward trend since that same time. So you are seeing some divergence. Could provide it a pop. I just think that you've lost some confirmation here. You've got this gap here. I think you touch 93 before you touch 150. Just a guess. But this Catalyst Watch newsletter this article from Seeking Alpha, this is worth Seeking Alpha by itself. I mean, this Catalyst Watch comes out over the weekend. It is by far the best newsletter that I can get over the weekend to prepare for the next week. I really, really like this. So let's see. Biden on Friday, he was at an event, and I don't know if he's senile, I don't know what, but he basically told us that the Fed is going to lower rates sooner than we expect. That's word for word what he said. If that's the case, you should be in this market. Take this opportunity to get into this market. If you're looking at indexes, QQQ has just been on a crazy tear. On the 4-hour, got you in at 438. You're at 437 right now. Do we lose the 50-day? If we lose that 50-day, I think you're just losing it for a bit. I think you're seeing the same thing that we saw in January. You lose the 50-day for a little bit, and then you continue higher. We are at all-time highs. Bull markets are hard to break. And with the increasing likelihood that the rates are going to fall, and if Biden's right, they're going to fall faster. You're not seeing a lot of volume shelf up here. You could take us back to 368, which would take us just below the all-time highs in 2021. But I think 4,000 would be if you're looking to wait to get in. And remember the Bob article. You don't always want to wait to get in, because we could just go higher. A few weeks ago, I bought a QQQ at like 420. I'm up on that one. Great. Perfect. I didn't know anything more than you guys knew. So, but again, it's kind of an interesting one, whether you want to get in. I do think that you could see a pullback closer to the 50-day, closer to some of these volume shelves around 4,000. I think you could see that pullback, but I just don't know what the catalyst to pull us back there is, other than the market being oversold, which doesn't always happen. So take a look at that. I did think that this was huge. I'll include that. Talking about NVIDIA and SMCI, there's a gap in the daily, and you can watch this thing. NVIDIA for the 4-hour algorithm still has you in. We talked about this. I do think that you see it come down to the 600 level. I think when it gets to the 700 level, when I get a 7 handle on this stock, I am going to start loading into this. SMCI, when I get a 900 level in this one, I'm going to start loading into it. I do think that both of these stocks have a significant catalyst ahead of them, but I do think that we see it, and it protected my profits. That's all I was doing. There's a couple of things that transpired. Rocket Mortgage, textbook breakout, retest bounce, time to rocket back to highs. I mean, Rocket Mortgage, it's an interesting one because with again, if Biden's right and Jerome Powell's going to reduce in June, I think we could be seeing all-time highs. You're seeing it trend right now higher. Algorithm has you in at 11%. You know what you make in the algorithm? 40% over 2 years, 31 trades. You win 29% of the time, not even 30% of the time. Average win, 19%. How far are you right now? You are up, 14%. So you may still have 5% in this one, in this run. I like this gap up here to 1420. Again, rates are being reduced. Earnings are already out on this one. Take a look at it. I mean, I thought it was interesting. Again, this is technical. Where, hey, could we see a breakout above here to all-time highs? Apple. Let's talk about Apple. Over 20 years, support line is in jeopardy. Okay? We've just broken it. Do you want Apple? Well, the next one that they posted right here. This is the cheapest Apple has been for trailing PE perspective in nearly 12 months. It's at 26. I think Apple is probably the best opportunity out there. It is up 1% today. At 173, I said it before. At 170, the 170 handle, I think you're getting a great opportunity. Posted this chart in the paid newsletter. There's a couple of notes here, but you can see what the MACD is about to cross over. You're about to get an entry in here. You will get an entry into Apple tomorrow. Do you want to wait till tomorrow? 173 is not a bad price for all time. The RSI is super low. Is this company going down? Are they going to announce some type of AI initiative in June at the WWDC conference? When has Apple been below the 50-day? Oh, right back here. Oh, right back here. Both buying opportunities. Doesn't mean that, back in 2022 when you bought it at 143, if you didn't sell out at 168, you had this pullback. I didn't sell out, but you got back down to 129. Are we going back down to 129? I don't think so. You got a nice little volume shelf that's built up here. If we get below that volume shelf, I'd say 150 is your absolute support line, but I don't expect it to go down there. That's why I think Apple is one of the best long-term buys that you can make in your portfolio. Let's see, some fan favorites. TrendSpider has this ascending wedge search. These are some of the fan favorites. We can look at this photo. You can see Amazon, great ascending wedge. JP Morgan, great ascending wedge. This is MCO, great ascending wedge. BlackRock, great ascending wedge. MasterCard, Enphase, McKesson, and LHX. So great ascending wedges. If you like ascending wedges, again, I would say take a look at TrendSpider, and especially on the offer that they have. Let's see. Costco, way down. It's down again. It's 715. If this hits a 6 handle, start adding to it. Algorithm doesn't have you out. This was a quick move after its earnings. I probably would have been trading this on a 5-minute chart, and when it lost on the sale on its earnings, I'd have been out. I'd have been out at probably 760, 750, somewhere in that neighborhood. You can see 756. It was the high on March 8th. I just think you get back into this one. Do they have some problems? Yes. Their guidance wasn't good. Will they, at some point in time, this gets a membership raise. If we pull this and we just say, hey, okay, when the algorithm got us in, where is everybody buying? Well, they're buying up here at 728. You've broken that. You're at 715. Your next level of actual support is 696. I mean, again, if it gets a 6 handle, I would absolutely look to be buying this one. Another one in the core portfolio that is down, that is weak, is Eli Lilly. This one, remember I said, and I've said this for the past week, we are in a market that is AI and GLP-1. All the other stuff, you can find winners. Industrials, great companies, stuff like that. But the craziness in this market is so far AI, and it is GLP-1. Eli Lilly, crazy good GLP-1. Is the valuation nuts? Yes. This is going down because of their Alzheimer drug. Alzheimer drug has nothing to do with the enormous portion of this company. If they get more Alzheimer's, it's just, that's, when you get kind of some dry pasta and it's got a little bit of sauce on it, think of the Alzheimer's stuff as just the extra sauce that you need just to moisten it up a little bit. You'll still eat it, but that's just the extra sauce on there. It's nothing more. I absolutely think that Eli Lilly, when we get a pullout on the algorithm, and the algorithm's about to get you out probably in the next day or so, I think this one's a solid buy. It's a great company. So, earnings after the bell, Oracle. Earnings after the bell tomorrow, on. Wednesday, AI Path and Sentinel. I really like Sentinel here. I've been looking at Sentinel and Sentinel 1 and UiPath. Look at that capitulation right there. If you don't think this is a good one, you're crazy. If we look at Path in Seeking Alpha, let's just take a look at it to see. It's a buy on Wall Street. The valuation is a D. I don't know if this is an alpha pick or not. I can look that up. But let's see. UiPath, we've 23 analysts, 13 say hold, 9 say. The valuation is where it's crazy. You got a 4% upside to your average price target. Your high is 30. Take a look at this one. We're in a rising price target right now. Your target actual is 25.67. Right now you're trading at 23.91. You're up 1%. I think this one's a buy before earnings. We can take a look at the quant rating stuff. You can see the valuation right here. Let's look at the valuation because I think it's just the PE. It's expensive. 50, 49. I don't know. Is this an alpha pick? Let's take a look. Portfolio, and we'll sort it by company, and we'll go down to P. No, it's not it's not an alpha pick. So, but I still like it. Still like Path. Still like Sentinel 1. Sentinel 1 is cybersecurity. This one, let's see, is it strong buy? No, same kind of thing. I mean, valuation is a C. CrowdStrike, benefit from the cybersecurity business. This one, if we go and look at the Wall Street, it's a 4.0. You can see 13 hold, 15 strong buy. 15 strong buy. Average price target 28. You got a 10% upside. 10% upside. Now, we're in a rising price target. Look at that. I mean, rising price target. So I like both of these. I think these are ones that if you buy them, let's look at Sentinel 1, because this one, UiPath, gets you in at 23.70 and you're at 24. You got a slight gap up here at 26. Do you get up there? Maybe. I mean, the MACD is low enough that I think you're still in an upward path. Let's look at Sentinel 1, which is S, the symbol S. You're capitulating. I mean, this is a cybersecurity company that's capitulating. 27, 33. This is one I like. In fact, I'm going to add this one to the watch list that I just created. Daily Stock Pick watch list. I like that one. I like this one. I like it a lot. I've gone over it before where I thought that 20 here was the support. You blew right through it. You blew right through it on the last earnings. If they announce that they're actually making earnings, look out above. Again, you've got a little bit of capitulation here. I think you do go up. The valuation is what you're worried about here. If we go to Sentinel-1, forward PE of 429. They're losing $360 million. They're not going to dilute you. So I like this one. I like it. Again, they have to guide higher. This can't be a Palo Alto. It has to be a CrowdStrike for you to actually like it. Thursday, Ulta, which is one that I own. They report. They had positive news from Target, their largest retailer. Algorithm will probably get you out right before earnings. I don't think you get out. I don't think that you see this one going back down to its to that gap. I think you see this one with continued strength. You're at all-time highs. That's the problem that you have. You're at all-time highs. If we go over here and we look at Ulta in Seeking Alpha, and again, a lot of this analysis is just done on Seeking Alpha Premium, which is $189 for the year. If this is consumer discretionary, what's the number one? It's Dick's Sporting Goods, which reports, I think, this week or next week. That's the number one. If we just look at this one, Ulta, it's the number 8. If we look at Wall Street, how Wall Street analyzes this one, the average price target, it's still got 1% up. I mean, the high is 690. And again, they got positive results from Target. You're seeing the actual price target just continue to raise. So I think this one is based on guidance. 100% is based on guidance because you're at all-time highs. Another one that reports this week, we talked about On. And I want to look at that chart because On is one that you should be a little bit worried about. And the reason you should be worried is just the valuation. The valuation, and I continue to say this, that this $30 price point is the buy and sell line. So if you're in it, I'd sell it before earnings. Doesn't mean that you won't see a pop. I'd just take profits. If you're out of it, I mean, that golden cross right there, solid golden cross. You had this, the algorithm crossed you up here at 27. Then you had that golden cross. You know, did you trust it at 27? I trust the algorithm, makes you 12%. Buying and holding makes you 44%, over 24 months. But you got the solid, positive. When this one, I should have bought it. Honestly, I should have bought it. But when it's under there with a buy and it gets over, I mean, look at this, how predictable this line has been on the 4-hour. Ever since, we first started looking at this back in August, when it popped up here on earnings, we can look at, I'm going to pull this back a little bit so we can see this, because this was where we started looking at this back in May of last year. It lost on these earnings. This was the biggest pop. March was the biggest pop where it first came into the valuation was crazy. And then the realization that, oh my God, they're not going to grow 5 times what they were. And it went down. And then you're seeing this one, that $30 right there. If you buy under and sell over, I think you're fine. Let's take a look. Social requests. Some name wants me to look at IONQ. IONQ is just it's a moonshot. IONQ is nothing more than a quantum computer moonshot. Buy it, hold it. I mean, I bought at like 10. I'm holding at like 10. I haven't added. I own like 3 shares. It's a moonshot. You can trade it on the 5-minute. Do not throw money into this one thinking that, oh my God, this is going to be life-changing. Because this one, the algorithm makes you 142%. 142%. You lose 8% if you bought 24 months ago. You win only 36% of the time. But with the algorithm, you're in at 11.16, and now you're at $10.09. Doesn't mean you're going to lose. Just means that, you win, 36% of the time. So maybe this is going to be part of the 6.31% downturn. But again, trade it. You make 142% on the algorithm. Yeah, IONQ, it's great. Yeah, Brandon says it's the new world order. No way. Let's see, Ted. Late notice, can you look at ARCB? Looks like a steady grower. What's ARCB? ARC Best. I mean, looks good. MACD doesn't look good. You got capitulation, and then you lost it 13%. ARCB, what do they do? ARCB. Let's see. What does Ted want me to look at? Industrials trucking. PE 20. A trucking company with a PE of 26. That's a little crazy to me. I don't know why. Average price target 156. You're trading at 135. You did get up to 149. They're not covered super high, but trucking doesn't get me excited. Is ARCB doing some type of AI? Because if they mention AI, they're in the group that I would buy. If they don't mention AI, I doubt the truckers, maybe these guys may have a huge insurance policy coming up, because truckers typically are a little overweight, have diabetes, a higher level of diabetes. I mean, that's truckers sit for a long time. So are they going to have GLP-1 exposure? Because our ARC has to pay out for that. Who knows? I just don't know anything about it. Honest to God, I'm just making that up. So, but yeah, I mean, Wall Street says it's a buy. Let's see. 11 analysts cover it. 16% upside to the average price target. I don't know. Doesn't get me excited, Ted. It's a trucking company. I'd rather own Pepsi, which has their own trucking. Coke, I think, has their own trucking, stuff like that. I'd rather own the company that they're putting products in the trucks. I'm not a big transportation guy, and that's just it. Bobby Poole, love the podcast and your insight. Your intro music is amazing and gets stuck in my head. That intro music is amazing. I was wondering if you could look at JD.com. Below its price target, 59%. Let's see, JD.com. We're going to look at, this is a China stock. I don't like China stocks, and it's got nothing to do with China. It's just China's very weak right now. And so you're gambling. Again, average price target, 39%. You're down 51%. It's, the valuation is A, the growth is D minus. You're just taking a chance on this one. I don't like the chart on this. I should say trade it. I mean, just trade it. Until you get some type of positive news out of China, trade it. Algorithm has you in at 24%. You lose 50% on this one. In the algorithm, you lose 52% if you just buy on hold 24 months ago. Your average win, 8.43%. The problem that I have is, remember, you want to find a trend. Where's the trend on this one? I mean, Bobby, where's the trend on this? You don't want to time the bottom, because, you might have tried to time the bottom here at 52 and said, oh, I'm going to get this. And if you didn't sell at 64, you saw the capitulation. You didn't know where this was going. And so maybe you just held on to a couple more weeks, and all of a sudden we're down at 40. So trade this one. Don't own it. Own it when it starts to move the trend. Understand that the trend is a long-term thing. You have to understand that. Mike, good stuff, Gary. You're definitely upping the value you're bringing to us. Oh, paid newsletters. I'm going to do a Zoom. I'm going to try and do it Wednesday. And I think I'm going to do a Zoom Wednesday. I think I'm going to do it lunchtime. We will do some live trading because people like that. I will try and take a couple of trades, maybe on TQQQ and stuff, or if we find something that's moving. But lunchtime, I want to alter the time. And if you want to sign up for the paid newsletter, it is at dailystockpick.substack.com. Yes, I just send you a Zoom link and you join, and you can interact with me. You can live trade with me. You can get on camera. You can ask questions. Do whatever the hell you want. Let's see. Stock that may interest you. NU, Brazilian financial company that is doing extremely well and growing fast. Been public a bit more than 2 years. It's positioned in Buffett's portfolio and on some of the lists like Shea. I've been collecting shares since the IPO, sold off some at all-time highs. We'll grab more when it drops under 7, what the company is about, and why I like it so much, especially as a finance guy. I really believe in what they're doing and expanding in Mexico and Colombia. Figured I'd throw this on the table. NU. Let's look at NU. And if you've made money on it, kudos. I don't know much about this space. If they just IPO'd 2 years ago, that's a solid stock. I mean, we talk about finding the trend. Look at that trend. I mean, that's clear as day. What does worry me is the decline in volume after their earnings. But that's what you see pretty much the last couple of earnings anyway. I would say you're putting in a nice shelf up there at 11. 10 would be probably the one where if it breaks 11, the algorithm's going to get you out. Hasn't gotten you out here. Algorithm loses you 5% on this. Buying and holding makes you 59%. You can see it's just there's too much downside on this, not enough wins. It gets you in, but it doesn't hold you in there long enough. If we take a look at a weekly on this one, let's take a look at a weekly. And then we're going to go over to Seeking Alpha. Yeah, look at the trend. I mean, the difference between JD and this one's new, doesn't have a 200-day, but look at the trend. That's what you want to look for. You want to look for trends. You don't want to time the bottom. So let's look at NU here and see what Seeking Alpha says. And I think Mike's a Seeking Alpha member. So he's got access to all this. Hold, Quant says hold. Strong buy from Seeking Alpha analysts, from the Wall Street analysts. You can see 7% upside to 12. We have, looks like 16 analysts. 7 say strong buy. So I like it. I mean, if you want other companies, you can also follow Stone Co., Toast, SOFI, Global Online. We looked at that one. Marqeta. So again, Seeking Alpha provides you all this stuff. And Mike, kudos on you. I'm not getting into this one. Again, does it interest me slightly? I'll probably regret not getting into it, but it is what it is. Dan Helder wants me to look at Pfizer. Here's my thoughts on Pfizer. You can time it. You can try and, hey, if you're bought in the algorithm at 27.20, you're up at 27.75. Great move. My problem with Pfizer is that the CEO during COVID, he said at the beginning, we have studies that prove that this will prevent COVID. It doesn't prevent COVID. It lessens the effects of COVID. And I think he pumped the stock. And I think you're quite seeing that. He pumped the stock. He sold his stock all the way while it was going up. And you're seeing, where's the trend? It's down. Do I want to time it? No. I just don't. I mean, that's the thing is I'd rather buy this at 30 if it's going up to 40 than buy it at 20 and see it go down to 10. So I don't think that this one's going down to 10. It is, the value of this one is down. So I just, again, I'm a little bit concerned about this one. Bullish Bites, they sent me a bunch of stuff on Microsoft. And the next move is coming. Could be good to talk about on tomorrow's episode. It's the best weeks are coming up as they have a cybersecurity conference on March 13th and another event at the end of the month. Microsoft is in the core portfolio. And Bullish Bites has had some great calls, by the way, of LICY. If you're not following them on Instagram, it's Bullish, BULLISH _BYTES from Instagram. Here's what I put in the paid newsletter this weekend. I said Microsoft. And the reason is you're capitulating right here. And I think there's been a bunch of charts out there that I've seen this weekend where Microsoft is just capitulating around this 400. I think it's at 401 right now. It's down 1%. I think you buy this under 400. I think you buy it under 400. That MACD is low enough, that RSI low enough, that I think you buy under 400. We talk about the trend. Let's look at the long-term trend. It's a little stretched. Not too much, but it is high. Look at the last time this was up here. The last time this was up here was July 31st. If we look at July 31st, it crossed down July 24th. So if we look at this one, we were trading at, looks like about 345. So I'm going to bring this down. If we look and this one, and the time when it should have gotten you back in, you're trading around there. It's 5% down. Are you going to be upset if we move 5% down on this drawdown and then we move another 10% up? Because if I just take this out of here, let's remove this one, and we say, you know what, I'm upset that I lost 5%, and let's see where we would have gotten in, because this is 27%. Again, are you upset that you lost 5% when you could have made 27%? No, just buy more. This is a stock that you don't trade. You just add to it right now. We're in an AI and GLP-1, so buy it. Eli, the paid newsletter. Hope you're having a great weekend for your subscribers on Seeking Alpha and the Alpha Picks portfolio. Alpha Picks portfolio, by the way, had a great webinar. Alpha Picks is this. It's a curated list of stocks and a portfolio that beats the S&P. 130% versus the S&P 35%. That's all I need. This webinar, unbelievable webinar. It's a great value. They get a ton of naysayers about the performance as SMCI. They do analysis. They're just way out of ahead of it. I mean, it is a great one. On the second topic, I was spending the weekend looking at TrendSpider education, and I found this one. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I can. I think I can. Let's see. We're going to quick look link. Let me see if I can pull this up. No. I got to go to the newsletter. Hold on. I'm going to go to the chat in the newsletter real quick because I think, yeah, this is in the chat. And I think I don't think you need to be a paid newsletter. Let's see. This is a great one. Building a technical strategy. It's 8 minutes long. This is 8 minutes long from TrendSpider, and it's building trading like a quant fund. And Eli says it's great. I mean, I can't tout TrendSpider enough. It is a great look. In this episode, Jason Kresge walks us through how the most advanced tools on the platform in tandem. We begin with backtesting a strategy that we turn into a strategy, into an alert, so we can be notified. What I hate doing is watching charts. And Eli has this 100% right. Watching charts is the most annoying thing. And this is why live trading sometimes doesn't work for me, because watching charts is annoying. I set alerts in TrendSpider, and then I go about my business. And that's what I do. So for like Microsoft, I'll say, hey, when it gets below 400, I'll set an alert. And you know where else you can do that? You can do that in Seeking Alpha Premium. Not Alpha Picks, but Seeking Alpha Premium. We can go to Microsoft and we can hit this alert button. And we can say when the price gets to 400, we're going to say 400, or we're going to say 399. Okay? We're going to trigger it. And when it gets to 399, it's going to email me and text me. Alert set. TrendSpider has that same kind of alert, but TrendSpider is alerts on steroids. You can alert it when the 4-hour says, when the 4-hour algorithm says, get me in. You can set up an alert like that. You can set when the TrendSpider algorithm says, get out. You can set an alert like that. Absolutely. I mean, TrendSpider is just on steroids. This building a technical strategy, I will put this in the newsletter. Eli, thank you for that one. It is just pointing out exactly what I say. TrendSpider is just the best platform that you can get if you're trading on the on stocks. If you're managing a portfolio, again, if your dollar amount is big enough, this makes sense. It's $550 for the year. For the year. And you don't have to sit there and watch charts. I get you started with a 4-hour algorithm, a 65-minute algorithm, with watch lists, and with the scanner that I use every day. Bisco, if I'm not in Palantir, would you wait to get in? Also agree with UHC, United Healthcare, that is, UNH. I work in healthcare, and we still see errors from their hack when they're trying to check benefits. So UNH is an out. I mean, just wait to get into UNH because that hack, I think, is bigger than we actually know. UNH had a cross up here in the algo. It hasn't had. It will today. I would still wait. My price preference on UNH, by the way, is under 500, you buy it. Over 500, you sell it. I remain with that. If the algorithm gives me a price, I'm going to wait for confirmation. If you don't know what confirmation is, go to we'll go to the, over here. Oh, where is it? I want to go to let's see. We're going to go to home. We're going to go up here to Daily Stock Pick. If you don't know what confirmation is, it is in, let's see. Why is this? Man. DailyStockPick.substack.com. I just need to go in there. Education series. See all. This has seven newsletters. They're an average of like 4 to 5 minute reads, and there's videos included in there. It's an education series. Again, I'm not charging that much. I am going to up the price more recently. But Palantir and Bisco, thank you for pointing that. Yet UNH, I just stay out of it for now. If you're not in, would I get it? Palantir is a hype trade to me. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't get into this. I do think it's a $30 stock at some point this year. Even though when you go over to FinViz and you look at Palantir, the valuation is crazy. Just crazy. Year to date, you're up 51%. You're 5% off your 52-week high of 27.50. Right now, you're trading at 25. I don't think that you have a ton of upward momentum, and that announcement from the I think it was the Army, some armed forces, where Palantir is the first software company to actually build a hardware version of it's basically a military vehicle. That's huge. Is it big enough for me to buy into this valuation? Maybe. I mean, again, I think it's a $30 stock. If we look at the all-time, and this is what you have to look. Remember I said, hey, look at the trend. Look at that trend. I mean, the trend is clearly up. The trend is going to be hard to fight. I do think that if we pull this back to the last time we were at these levels, which is 2021, at the highs of 2021, you're trading at $26. If we pull that back, there's nobody holding up here. Everybody that bought up here has gotten out in this downturn. So we got to build some volume shelves. If we don't build volume shelves, you're coming back down here to 20. So I'd be a little bit concerned of that. The Bollinger Bands, you're trading on the upward end of the Bollinger Bands on the weekly. The MACD is way up. Now, when we run the algorithm and we look at the algorithm on the 4-hour, it got you in at 17. Why weren't you in at 17? If you're going to buy it here at 20, why didn't you buy at 17? If you want to buy it at 25, why didn't you buy at 17? If you didn't buy at 17, there's no reason to invest at 25. None. Now, trading, go ahead and trade it. But, for investing, I'd be a little bit nervous. Let's talk about scans. These are stocks that the 4-hour algorithm says are bullish to go up. Google. Let's see where the entry is here on Google. 136.25. You're trading at 139. 150. I still think, even with all of Google's problems, I still think 150 is your price point. You sell it over 150, you buy it under. For me, I'm just buying it under. I might buy more at 136 right now. Look at that MACD low. I don't think these guys are going to lose out on anything. I think they'll be fine. Cleveland Cliffs, the algorithm has you on a buy. Here, this is a secondary one. Wait till it goes under 20. It's down 2% today. Just wait. It had a bullish cross up. You're kind of capitulating here on the MACD. The RSI capitulating as well in the overbought territory. I think you're fine. I think you're fine waiting. Just wait. Do not buy that one. Unity Software. This is an interesting one because this one had an absolute collapse into their earnings. That means we could see a bounce back. I mean, the RSI is low enough at 32. The MACD, low enough at minus 1.57. Cross up, I'd wait for confirmation. You're at 27.13. You're up 0.3% today. Decent one. Cardinal Health. This is the most recent alpha pick for everybody that wants to know. Cardinal Health, solid confirmation. You're up down 0.12. Algorithm had you in at 104. Algorithm makes you 90%. If you buy and hold Cardinal Health, you've made 117%. Your win, 40%. Your average win, 9.76. What are you up on this current run? If you bought this one right here, you're up 9.86. I wouldn't buy it even though the algorithm says it's up. NVDS. This is NVIDIA short, 1.25 levered short. You have confirmation, 1340. You are up 1.12%. NVIDIA right now is at 868, down 0.79. It's coming back. It's starting to come back. NVDS. TECS, which is the tech sector short. This is 3 times short levered. This one, buy in here at $7.61. It's at 802. It's up 2%. If you think the tech sector is going down, want to hedge a little bit, buy that one. That's an interesting one. There's a bunch of others like Lemonade, XLC Communications, American Express, Cross Up. There's an interesting chart, and I don't know what this company does, but ROP, Roper Technologies, we can kind of take a look at it. They had their earnings, and ever since their earnings, it's interesting. They've been floating around here at 549. They do have a gap up here to 560, which would take them to back to their all-time highs. If we take a look at a weekly of this one, it's a solid chart. I mean, solid, the 50-day bounced right off that 200-day. If we go over here to Seeking Alpha to see what these guys do, ROP. It's a hold, a buy on Wall Street. Valuation is an F. Again, Roper Technologies. We can see we have a 9% upside. How does this react? Usually it comes up to the price target. So you got an upward moving price target. You've got it trading at 9% below. But the 52-week, let's see, ROP. How are you? 52-week, you're only 3% below. Your average price target is 597, but you've only reached 562. The double top right there at 560, that's 3% off of that. That would worry me a little bit, but it is an interesting chart. And finally, Lululemon, which I think is a $700 stock as it moves. But, I mean, you're going to see a little capitulation here. I mean, the highs here at 512, it's just pulled back. Your 50 days moving, I think it's going to reject off of that 200-day, 459. Their earnings are coming up March 21st, couple weeks, next week. Might be a good opportunity to get into Lulu. The MACD capitulating right there while the stock's moving down. RSI just kind of sitting there in the oversold territory. Might be a good opportunity if you're interested in that. Okay, let's talk about the sales. Go to Linktree, linktr.ee/daily stock pick. You can find all the links for the socials. TrendSpider, don't miss out on this sale. Again, it's a one-day sale, 1 day, 14 hours, 69% off, $550. That's the for the full year. For the full year, you get and what you do is you sign up using my link on the Linktree. You sign up for it, and you email me. Email's right up here, dailystockpick3@gmail.com. You can email me, and I'll email you back a welcome letter with everything included in it, including all the watch lists, all the scanners, and the algorithms. You just import it. Seeking Alpha Premium. This is how I analyze stocks, $50 off coupon. So it costs you $189 instead of $230 for the year. It's a great opportunity to get into looking at stocks. And again, it saves me time. That's the key to Seeking Alpha, is it saves me time. I can go to one place, look at it. Alpha Picks, if you want to beat the S&P, this is your thing. If you're just buying 1 or 2 stocks a month and you want a data-driven stock pick, 2 of them, and they tell you when to sell. They tell you when to sell. And that webinar that they do, fantastic webinar. I highly suggest it. And then finally, Webull. If you like trading in Webull, and I did get on the Facebook Premium, I did get a scolding. I said Webull, I would take the dollar amount that I made and donate it, and I have made quite a bit in trading. I put $1,000 in there January of last year. I am up at $47.45, and I didn't donate it. But I did donate last year, and what I do, and this is the explanation, this is important, it's a good thing to know. I have so many Apple shares, and rather than sell an Apple share, I can actually donate through Fidelity's giving program. So my average purchase price is around $5, $10 for Apple, just because I bought it so long ago, and I can give to a charity shares of Apple without me selling it. And so I don't get the tax hit, but I get the full dollar amount that I give the shares as a write-off. So essentially, it's a tax better way. It's better than me. It's a better tax advantage for me to do that than to sell out of my, out of my Webull account and pull it back to $1,000 and then donate the dollar amount. It's just taxes. Simple as that. So while I say, yeah, I'm at 4,700, you are completely right. And I forget who pointed this out. But absolutely, you are 100% right. Scolding at me. I should be back at $1,000 and do that type of thing. I just don't know. Again, I don't like telling people personally kind of what I do. But again, that's kind of the way I've given last year and with the years past how I do charitable. And yes, charitable donations are tax write-offs for me, and I do it more in tax situation. But it is part of the giving program. And I definitely gave more than $50,000 worth of Apple stock last year. So the write-off, I mean, if I have to prove my tax return, I can prove my tax. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. If you believe me, there's nothing that I will do that is a lie. I may expand on some things. Exaggerate some things for entertainment purposes, but again, it's not totally a lie. So if you have any questions, email me, contact me. That's the show for today. I'll be back. Paying subscribers, look for an email with a Zoom link. I think it's going to be noon on Wednesday. I don't think I have anything to do on Wednesday, so maybe noon on Wednesday. Just get some West Coast people and other people around the world a little bit more. And I'm doing after hours Zoom for a couple hours as well, sometime in the future. Zooms, they're kind of not going to be really scheduled. You'll get a couple of days notice on that. The other thing is for Zoom, for paid newsletter subscribers. I think what I'm going to do with live trading is not necessarily set up a time and then force trades. That was my learning. The first one is force trades. And trading within 5-minute candles for an hour, it's tough. You have to find the setup. You have to find the right thing to trade. You have to make sure that the market's going in the direction that you want it to go in. And yes, I show people how to trade TQQQ and SQQQ in that on 5-minute candles. 1-minute candles sometimes works a little bit better where you can scalp. But again, I'm not great. I'm not a seasoned day trader. I've done it in the past. I just use what I type out as my strategy is what I use. So I'm hearing OBS going crazy. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. See you. Bye. I think empty trash. I think it's the disk space when I'm recording. Oh, they're calling me about my refrigerator.